Hi everyone, I'm Kamunto
I'm Christine.
and today we are analyzing the song I Shall Not Want by Audrey Assad from her album Fortunate Fall. Song I Shall Not Want. Lord, lead every word, every action, every thought, and also thank you for this opportunity, and we pray that everything we do falls within your plan. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. And we are so glad to be here with you today, right? Yeah. We're excited. You've been listening to this song and going over the lyrics, and we're just so excited to share what we have learned from it and share it with you. And helping us along today will be a singer, Chelsea Bravo. So Chelsea will sing the first stanza for us, and then we'll analyze it, and we'll go on from there. So Chelsea, go right ahead.
From the love of my own comfort, from the fear of having nothing, from a life of worldly passions, deliver me, oh God.
Thank you so much, Chelsea. That was such a beautiful stanza. And the first line that stands out to me from there is from the love of my own comfort, right? It starts off really strong with a line that immediately confuses me because I'm like, aren't I supposed to love my own comfort?
Yeah.
Right? What do you think about that?
No, I think for me, I personally relate to that line because I struggle with wanting to stay in my own comfort. I don't like jumping out of my comfort zone. If we're doing ministry or even in school, I've always been one to, I guess do like the easy work, like the behind the scenes stuff that no one's gonna, really notice. That doesn't like have a lot of pressure, But I've been learning a lot the past couple of years that if I'm really going to do this and if I'm really going to walk with God, I need to get comfortable stepping outside of my comfort zone. So when I read this line, I was like, yes, I definitely relate to that.
Right? And it's like, I like being confident in what I'm doing. I like being in my own comfort, right?
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing to be confident in what you're doing, but it comes when you're like stuck in that comfort, when you're so appreciative of just that comfort, when you're
It hinders you.
it hinders you, it
Yeah.
stops you. It blocks you from moving forward.
And then every opportunity that you get, you hesitate.
Right? And as someone who wants to be in a career that's not necessarily what people always want to do,
Doesn't
what's
pay
very
the
famous
most.
for parents, Parents,
Yeah.
like get the thing. They don't want me to be comfortable. They want me to be someone who can support myself, right? And so every now and then I'm always thinking like, is this right for me? Sometimes I'm thinking, should I not be reaching outside of my box? But the comfort there is the knowing that I'm going to what God has directed for me, right? But it's not the same comfort of being comfortable in my limits, right? It's comfortable in the future that God has set in front of me. At the end of the day, like going your whole life with that confidence in God, it can be very draining, right? And you go searching for different things, which brings to the next line. From a life of worldly passions, what does that say to you?
I hold on a lot to like the things that I have in my life, and I think it also relates to the last line. So from the fear of having nothing, for you, it's like being a teacher and where your career and where you're going, and if when you get there, you'll be secure if you'll have everything that you need. For me, it's deliver me from the fear of having nothing. I don't want to hold on so tightly to the treasures of this world, right? And so a lot of the time, I'm so thankful for where I am in life. Like when I go to sleep, I'm like, thank you God for this bed, thank you so much for this house. But I feel that I have this like strong hold to it, and I don't know what would I do without it, right? And so constantly, I find myself praying like, God, thank you so much for these things, but like, please help me not to hold on so tightly to it. May you be enough for me, so that when everything's gone, like God is enough.
God is enough.
Yeah. Okay.
That is beautiful. All right, I guess it's time to move on to the next
stanza,
Next stanza.
Take it away, Chelsea, if you will.
From the need to be understood, from the need to be accepted, the fear of being lonely. Deliver me, oh God. Deliver me, oh God.
All right, I love this one. I love this stanza. It speaks to me. I think it has a full theme. So if we don't have to go line by line, but here it says from the need to be understood, right? And from the need to be accepted, and from the fear of being lonely. So that's like that overall theme of like everyone. I think for me, like it's focusing on what everyone's defining me, right? I want people to understand me. I want people to accept me. I don't want to be alone. It's so focused on everyone. Everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead. Take it away. No, I don't know. I think the one for me that I would struggle with is being accepted, because I'm like every time I'm very introverted in like crowds of new people, and so I always want to make sure I'm fitting in and not standing out, and that's why like I check like on what I'm doing, and that like affects everything for me. Like when I started my new job, I was so worried that of course I wouldn't be accepted there, or I was so different from everyone, and worried of like not fitting in. And so I think that's a personal place that it relates to me. But the whole thing, just like it's so other centered, like
and delivery from like wanting that validation from others.
Yeah, exactly.
And getting my validation from something that's more secure, more real, right?
Like talk about social media. I do when I noticed as I've been posting stories, I've been like so like if I post a picture, I check. I check, and I know when I'm looking, I shouldn't be checking. Like, okay, it doesn't matter, right? But especially when I post like a Bible verse or something, and I just like, was it right? Like, what do people think about me? Am I being understood? Am I accepted? And then like, you can be surrounded by people, but not be understood by them, and you feel lonely. And I think this is definitely relatable, but it reminds me of this verse. I feel like God knew, because he talks about it a lot, in like Joshua chapter 9, he says, do not be afraid, be courageous, right? He's with us. He wants us to know that he's with us, that he understands, he's on our side. When I was looking at this line, I looked for this verse, Isaiah 41, chapter 41, verse 10, and it says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And because that's what he's done for me in my life. As I went through school, as I went through job, I know God is with me. I can handle it. I don't need to be accepted as long as God accepts me.
And that speaks so much to me, because what I was thinking with this stanza is at the beginning it says, from a need to be understood, deliver me, your God. With us.
Yeah, deliver me.
And I am someone who, I like being right. I like when someone's like, you know what, you have a point, you know? And so I'm always trying to prove myself. Right? It's not only do I want like people to like me, but I want people to like respect me, and I want to feel that through like the things they tell me, the things that they show me, right? And it's just knowing that like you don't have to prove yourself to others, and you don't even have to really prove yourself to God, because he just cares for you. He loves you, and he sees you as a full human in his image. He doesn't see you as like that dirt,
Yeah.
As much as we came from clay, like he formed that clay,
That's another song right there. We'll talk about that another time.
another day.
But I love that you don't have to prove yourself to God, right? He loves you regardless, and it's unconditional. So no matter what you do or don't do, he loves you regardless. Okay, next part.
Okay, Chelsea.
From the fear of serving others, from the fear of death or trial, from the fear of humility, deliver me, oh God. Deliver me, oh God.
This one, I didn't get it, to be honest. I didn't really get the stanza. It was weird. the wording, when I read it first, I was like, I don't know how to relate to this.
Same, right? Because at the beginning she says, from the fear of serving others, from the fear of something that should be good. And so you're seeing like fear and something negative and something positive in the same line. It's like not clicking. It's not clicking for me. But when I reversed like the way it says, it says, from the fear of serving others and from the fear of humility later, deliver me, O God. But when you think, deliver me from the fear of serving others, of humility.
Okay,
deliver me from me running away from the concept of lowering myself, being humble, you know?
Yeah.
And we live in a world that is
That
so
makes-
much
yeah, that makes a lot of
about
sense.
being big and being loud
Queen,
and being
king, boss.
confident in myself. Like I know what I'm doing. I don't need anyone else. And
We used to like very like, I don't know, self-deprecation. We used to like put that on a pedestal, like you need to be humble, and so like you say, oh, I'm ugly, and you do all this. So like we started making more sayings of like, you know, you're a boss, you're a queen, you do this, right? But we've taken away that aspect of like sometimes you need to lower yourself and serve someone else, right? Don't have to always be the queen. Maybe you gotta serve someone, be the servant, right? I mean, Jesus came down. He was the ultimate king, right? But he was washing his disciples' feet, right? And I think that's the whole concept. Like, deliver me from that fear of, you know,
of taking that step and just forgetting about forgetting about me.
Yeah.
And putting some time into serving someone else, being humble.
And I think that's scary because
so scary.
That gives people kind of an advantage, right? And you're placing yourself like under someone, or you're putting yourself out there. But I think it's not so bad, right? Where like your mentality is like you want to focus on yourself and you want to make sure that you're uplifting yourself, but we're supposed to uplift humanity. Right?
It's scary because it's unfamiliar, but like people who we're all the time, do humble themselves all the time, I guess, or do community service, will talk for hours about how fulfilling and how beautiful that act is, right?
Yeah.
So, it's not that bad, right? That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the last section. We're going to be evaluating the song, the chorus. Chelsea, please sing it for us.
And I shall not want, no, I shall not want. When I taste your goodness, I shall not want. When I taste your goodness, I shall not want. When I taste your goodness, I shall not want.
Okay, so the chorus, I think, goes just so well with everything. I think like the main thing is that, you know, when I taste your goodness, I shall not want. Let's go like Bread of Life series. This is what we're doing, right? Jesus says that he is the bread of life. You know, you'll never hunger when you come to him. You'll never thirst. And so she's saying, I shall not want when I taste your goodness.
We're just talking about fulfillment, you know?
Right? You're going for understanding, acceptance from everyone. This is like that. Your soul's craving that love, that peace, that comfort. But you're searching for it from others.
And it'll never be enough.
It'll never be enough, right?
You'll never be like, hey, finally I am completely secure and I don't need anyone to accept me or understand me. Blah, blah, blah. Right? You're always gonna want more. There's always more people who will be like, you know what, I actually don't like you. You know, there's always someone who you're not going to impress. But with God, it's completely satisfying. You know, it never changes, never wavers. He loves you and accepts you right now. It's just up to us to go and taste. When I taste of your goodness, I shall not want.
That was nice. That was smooth. But yes, when I taste your goodness, I shall not want. I think that's the main thing. That's the main takeaway. That God is enough and everything He's enough. All right.
So that wraps up our song analysis for today, and we're actually out of time. I believe so. Thank you for listening and going through the song with us. We have a full cover of Chelsea's version of the song available on our channel, so go watch that when you have the time, maybe right now after you finish this video. And if you want to hear more from us, or if you want to support us, like, comment, subscribe, maybe click the notification bell.
Maybe if you want to.
Click the notification bell, and just come back again. Okay, we'd love to have you with us here on Truth Discovered.
Yes, truth rediscovered. Bye.